Welcome, guys. I just want to show you the app that I've been working on for the last 3 months. It's called Checklistr. Now, Checklistr is just an air cleaning checklist app. It sort of helps property owners manage cleanings and helps cleaners do their job right. It's like having a digital cleaning supervisor in your pocket, making sure that nothing gets missed and everything gets documented. So I'd like to just share my screen with you and we'll go through the app together. Basically, when we first load the app, we start with this login page. Obviously, I'm going to log in as a new user, so I'll click sign up down the bottom, which takes us to this registration page. I'm going to quickly register myself as the user and put in the password, confirm the password, and register. After registration, the app will send an email to verify your email. And so let's just go to the email page. And here's the verification email. We just click on the link, verify your email address. And once we click that link, it should verify the user and bring us straight to the dashboard page. So this is the dashboard page for the owner. We've got the home page. We've got an owner's dashboard, which basically lists all of the bookings that are coming through. You can create bookings and also shows you a list of all completed bookings that have recently been completed. The other menu part is the properties. So the properties page is where we create properties, create checklists for properties. And then the final page here is the checklist page, which is, we can modify, edit checklists, things like that. Finally, we've got the owner settings page. And in the owner settings page, you can modify your personal details. You can invite cleaners into your team. You've got preferences for notifications and things like default settings. So what's your normal default check-in time and what's the default checkout time? You can add those into here. And so that when you create the booking, you don't need to change it each time. So I'm going to change this default check-in time to 2 p.m. And the default checkout time will be 10. Yeah, auto assign cleaners means you can just auto assign a cleaner. So we'll show you that in a bit. These are special requests. So added to the booking, sometimes guests will require a cot or a high chair. They might need extra beds or extra towels or whatnot. And so you can add special requests in here. So I'm just going to add a new special request in here. Add it in there and then you can save the settings. And that will just save your list of special requests so that when you create the booking, you will get just like tick boxes that you can tick so that it will inform the cleaner of what's required of that booking. Finally, down the bottom, we've just got change password little box, and that makes up all of the settings. Now, moving on to get started, while we're in the settings page, to get started, usually you will need people on your cleaning team. And I'm going to invite a cleaner on the cleaning team. And in this case, I'm just going to invite myself as a cleaner. So it's going to send, in this case, because I am already the owner, I'm going to invite myself as a cleaner. I won't need to verify an email. And you can see that the cleaner, being me, has been automatically accepted. We can invite other cleaners who are not ourselves. And in which case, if we do that, I'm just going to add a cleaner. If we do that and you send the invitation, it will send an email invitation. You can see that that user now is pending. So here I am, back into the email. I'll just check my inbox, also check the spam. And then once we get the invitation, we click accept invitation as the cleaner. And that should validate our invitation. We just go put in our password, confirm the password. And now we're registered as a cleaner. Okay, so you can see that the email address didn't work. That's because we have to also verify our email address to confirm our registration as a user. And then once we are verified, this is the cleaner's dashboard. And we'll go into this a little bit later. So let's go back to the app. And now that we're back on the app, if I did refresh the page, you'll see that the cleaner is now accepted and part of our cleaning team. Now, the next step we need to do is to go into properties and create a property. So I'm going to create my own property here. I'm going to call it home. And the property address, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. So you can amend the bedrooms and bathrooms and also add a picture. So I'm just going to add a picture. Add this nice looking house picture here. And then add the property. So you'll see that the property now looks quite nice. Next step here would be to go in and configure the property or configure the checklist for the property. So if we click into the card, you'll be able to configure the rooms inside of that property. So we click this little button, Manage Rooms, and that will bring up a list of all of the rooms that this property has. And so in this case, I've got 3 bedrooms. I'm going to add 2 more bedrooms. We do have an ensuite. We don't have walk-in kitchen. We've got a dining room in this place. I'm going to add a pantry. There's the bathroom, the living room, and also this property has a balcony, which I'll add. Okay. So once you've added the rooms, you can just save the rooms. And what that will do is going to create a list of all the rooms in your house so that now you can go through and modify the order that you need it cleaned. So some houses will have, if they're 2-story houses, they'll have bedrooms at the top, kitchens down below. And so sometimes it's more effective to clean the property in a specific order. And in my case, if you see bedroom 1, which I'm going to rename master bedroom. Okay. So we can rename the room's name. And we're going to drag ensuite up next to the master bedroom, because while I'm in the master bedroom, I'll be doing the ensuite at the same time. And then move on to the other bedrooms, and then onto the kitchen, dining room, pantry, bathroom, living room, laundry, entryway, balcony. Fantastic. I'm going to drag balcony up before laundry. Really, you really want the laundry to be close to the last thing you do, mainly because, the laundry, you've got to do the mopping buckets, things like that. And so you don't want to be cleaning the laundry and then having to use the laundry again to fill up your mop buckets, etc. Okay. You also notice that you've got initial tasks and final tasks. Initial tasks are things like, that you would do before the clean. So check that the keys are there, turn off the alarm systems, things like that. Final tasks will be things like, put the vacuum cleaner on charge, put the keys away, make sure the security's on, take out the rubbish bins, stuff like that. And so it's a good idea to keep those tasks in. Once we've made any changes, or if we make any changes, we do need to save the changes, otherwise they won't persist to changes. Now, within each of the rooms, you can also edit the tasks that are in each room. So if we look into the initial tasks, and you click it, it will bring up all of the tasks. Now, this little checkbox on the side will mean that it will be included in the checklist. If it's not ticked, then it will be excluded out of the checklist. So there are tasks in there that might not apply to your property. We have gone through and sort of picked out what the most common tasks are to create like the default, but of course you can always change things like that. And so you can click the start vacuum, robot vacuum cleaners. So some people might have robot vacuums. So as soon as you go into the property, you might turn them all on. And so you might tick that task. If you do tick any tasks, you obviously have to save the changes. You can also add extra tasks. So this will be a check mailbox, and ensure it is empty. Yeah, so if I add a task to it, make sure I tick it as well to add into the checklist. I can now save the changes. And so once the Rooms are saved. Room task updated successfully. If I do go back into it, I should be able to see that task. You can check mailbox and show it's empty, and that is a task that's been added. You can reorder the tasks as well, so you can just drag them up and down to reorder the tasks. So let's just say once I get to the property, we might check that the keys have been returned and check the mailbox, for example. I'm going to uncheck that task for now, and then of course save the changes. So far, so good. So we would recommend that you go through every room in the property and just read through the checklist and add things or subtract things out of that checklist to make it relevant to your property, and then reorder the rooms as you need to. Once you're happy with everything, you click Save Template. This saves all of the rooms, and then you can create a draft. So to create a draft, you do have to name the draft. We might name it. We just can't see it up. So create a draft. I'm going to just name it home clean. Okay, and then create the checklist. It does take a little bit of time to create the checklist because there are quite a number of tasks within each of the rooms. So after a little short while, we'll get a checklist created, and you'll get taken to the checklist page. So this is where you would finalize the checklist. So you go through it one more time just to make sure that everything is there. And if you did look through each of the rooms properly, you'll find that it should reflect. But this is your last chance to sort of change things up and down. So you can move the order of the tasks. You can also edit the tasks. So you can click this in. You can edit the actual name of the task. A link to a video tutorial would be, a YouTube link. So say, for example, you've got a barbecue that needs to be, the gas needs to be changed. And so you might have a link to the video tutorial right there and there that the cleaner can click and have a look and see how they would actually go about changing that. There are written instructions you can add in there. So say, for example, what's the combination for the gate for the communal rubbish bin. You'll put it in there so that that they won't forget. Photos required is if the task does require a photo, you will check this. And reference photos. So reference photos are things like, what it should look like at the end. And so if you've got a cupboard that you want set a certain way, you take a reference photo, and so that when the cleaner's finished the clean, they check the reference photo, make sure that the result looks like the reference. Or you might have another reference photo. So, for example, if you've got, a certain way to lay out all of the decor on the buffet, you take a reference photo, and the cleaner will just sort of place all of the items into the right position so that it will look exactly the same every single time. This little box here is estimated time to finish the task. Really, it's just a suggestive box for now, but you can auto progress the checklist by setting a time. So, say for example, check all room lights are working. It might take someone 10 seconds to do that, let's say. So when this task comes up, after 10 seconds, it will automatically complete the task and set to the next task. So that prevents the cleaner from having to tick each task as they go. Eventually, once the system is all honed in, if they do all of the tasks in the right order, it really should be basically a no thinking sort of a job. They just wait till the next task loads up, and then they do the task, and then they move on to the next task. I'm going to just save changes for that for now. Again, if you make any changes, you do have to save it. So you'll get a little warning here that you've got unsaved changes. So click to save the changes. And once the changes are all saved, you've got yourself a checklist. So a pretty comprehensive checklist as well, I would say. So once the changes are saved, that's really all you need to do. You will now go into the owner's dashboard. So once you've set up the checklist, you'll be able to sort of keep that checklist. One thing I want to point out as well is that within the property, you can create different checklists. So we might have a deep cleaning checklist or a checklist that involves us having to set up a cock. So let's say, for example, I've got another checklist that I'm going to save. I'm going to click on the master bedroom. And in this case, this one has a queen bed. So we'll select the queen bed. But in this case, we want the cleaner set up a cot and the cot sheets. So we want to add those tasks into that checklist. And so if I save changes here, and then I create that draft checklist again, that's a map. Then I'm going to say home, queen, and with cot. Okay, I'm going to create the checklist. So yeah, that's how we'll create multiple checklists, right? So once that checklist is created, we'll just run through just to make sure that there's the cot sheets. So we've added the checklist so that whenever the guest books and requires a cot, then we will load the cot checklist instead of the regular checklist. Once you have all your checklists created, the only thing you really have to worry about is just managing the bookings. Now, these bookings will eventually come through via API or webhook. So straight from your uplisting account, as soon as you receive a booking, send a webhook into here and then create that booking for you, so that you don't have to really create the bookings yourself. But obviously you can manually create bookings as well. So this is the create booking dialog box. And so just go through, it's like basically a little form. You select a property, you put in the guest name if you want, how many guests there are, any booking notes, so not really. Let's just say that this person would require a cot and maybe a high chair. And also requesting early check-in. So their check-in date is going to be Tuesday next week, and they're going to stay until Friday. Okay. Notice how the check-in time and the check-out time, this is, from that default that we set from before. The assign cleaner, so you can assign one of the cleaners. I'm going to assign it to myself, so I have to log back into the cleaners page. So I'm assigning mine myself. And then the checklist. So I'm going to assign the home cleaning checklist with the cot because this guest requires a cot. So I'm going to add that booking. Okay, so once the booking is added, it's added in there. You'll notice it's got an orange little frame around it. And this means that this booking has incomplete data, or it's not completely ready to be started yet. So the reason why is that if we do go to the cleaner, in the cleaner's dashboard, you'll see that it's been assigned to me, but the cleaner hasn't accepted the clean yet. And that's why it's gone orange. So if I accept this clean, it now goes into the accepted cleans bucket. And in the owner's dashboard, it will now, if I refresh it, it's now green. Yeah. So let's get back to the cleaner's dashboard. Okay. So as the cleaner, what they will see just their list of cleans in the order that it's going to come up at. It will show the property owner. So in case they do multiple cleans for other people as well, shows the name of the guest, how many guests there are. If they click on the card, it will show more of the booking details. So there's a booking check-in date, the time, check-out. This is the status of the clean, and these are the special requests. So they can see it from the booking. But essentially, the main part of the app is this Start Cleaning button. So once we start cleaning, we can click Start Cleaning and click Start. It will take us to this basically a flashcard style checklist. And so this is the name of the property, the address, and this is when the cleaning session started. So the good thing about this app is that it will time each step, each individual step, as well as time the entire cleaning session, how long it took. And so what the beauty of this is that you'll know whether or not your cleaner is, taking too much time or doing things too fast. You'll get a lot of data into the clean so that you can adjust accordingly. There won't be any situations where, the cleaner will say that they spent 6 hours doing the clean when really there wasn't anything to clean. And so it really only just took them 1 hour, but they billed you for 6, that type of thing. Or vice versa, where, you've allocated them 6 hours, but there was so much of a mess that it actually did take them 8 hours to do the clean. And so they should be paid for that. And so this way, it just keeps things accountable for everyone. So when we go through the app, there's a couple of ways you can navigate. These little buttons down the bottom here. You've got the forward button, which is next task. Yep. And then you also have the this sort of skip button. So the skip button will skip to the next uncompleted task. Okay. And then you've got the complete. So basically, every step that was on that checklist will appear as an individual card. And so all the cleaner has to really do is just to complete the task. So check that the keys have been returned. Once they've checked that they've been returned, I'll tick yes. And then the next step would be to go empty the dishwasher of the clean items. So they'll go through, empty the dishwasher of the clean items. When they're finished with that, they'll tick complete. Okay. Next step really would be to go through and collect all of the dishes, plates, loose stuff that needs to go into the dishwasher. And so once they've finished that, they'll click tick. At any time, they can take photos. So they'll take a photo, click the photo button, and then take a photo. Now, the beauty about taking photos is that with those photos, it automatically will get uploaded into this task, and it will be able to create a report at the end with all the photos taken. So you won't need to worry about, sending photos, uploading them anywhere. As soon as the photo's taken, it'll get uploaded and straight into that task, and it'll be kept in there so that anytime you would need it later, you've got a reference that will be able to collect it again. And so, so we just go through the checklist. So in this case, we've got 280 to 87 items on the list. Now, it isn't really 287 steps to do because quite a few of them, and I'll just show you in a bit, will be stock items. And so in the pre-clean survey, the master bedroom, really how many sheets are there? And in this case, obviously you'll count those bed sheets and it's present there. And so you click complete. Bath towels, you're going to supply to. Tissue box. So the good thing about this is that you will be able to tell how full it is so that you've got a rough indication as to when it will need to be restocked. So I'm going to just put this tissue box at, say, 20%, for example, meaning that it's merely empty, and we'll see what happens. The cot, to set that up. Okay, we need cot sheets. Make sure we've done that. Pillows, etc., etc. Okay, so if we skip through, so you'll see that quite a lot of these tasks are very quick tasks. They're quick checks, just to make sure that everything is there. So each room has its bath towels. Each room has its, etc., etc. So the kitchen has all of the things that need to be stocked. And of course, we can add more, or you can take things away, depending on how detailed you want. In that checklist, actually, we've got down to how many plates there are, how many wine glasses there are. So if you like to keep account of each of these things and make sure that breakages are accounted for, you can do that as well. Essentially, you go through the entire checklist. So once that entire checklist is done, you'll be able to see what the next booking is. So remember, we created 2 bookings. No, we didn't. We created only 1. Okay, so there's a bug there that we need to fix. But this here will look up what is the next booking for that property and give the information of the next booking so that the cleaner for this current booking will be able to set up things that are required for the next booking. Once you've completed all of the tasks, you'll submit the report. So you click submit report, and what it will do is bring up this list of all the required photos. So at this point, you'll go through and just take the photos as you require. So One, empty all the drawers and cupboards in the master bedroom. Take a photo of all the drawers. So you click this little button and allow you to take the photo. Now, because I'm on my laptop, it's not allowing me to take the photo because this is a front-facing camera. And so, but on your mobile phone, it should be able to load up that camera app and you can snap photos away. Once you've taken all of the photos, then it will go through all of the tasks that you haven't completed yet, and you can go through and complete them all. Either just click the button at the bottom, click all of them, complete all of them at the same time, or just go through each individual item and just make sure that it's been completed. Basically it. Okay. Anytime I close out of the session, out of this with the X button, it'll save all of the timing information so we can resume it. So if I was to just close the flashcard app and then go to the cleaners dashboard, then I'll still have this clean in progress. So if I click start cleaning again, it will take me back to where I was and continue the timer. Continue the timer for the card, as well as continue the timer for the entire session. Okay, so we'll exit out of that. Once you complete the clean, you will get a PDF report with all the photos and all of the steps emailed to the owner. So the owner will have a copy of the email of the cleaning report to do whatever they need to with it. I don't have an example of the report at the moment, but you'll get a report only because I can't take photos. So I can't complete the report for you, so you can see. That's essentially it. And so, yeah, that's the app. There's a few little bugs in it still, and in the next couple of weeks, I'll just go through and finish it up. Then I'll add things like subscriptions and things like that to use the app. For now, it's fully functioning. So if you want to take part, just go to the website descriptions. Sorry, link is in the description below. And yeah, hopefully, give us some feedback as to what you think. I found that it should, save quite a lot of time, allow you to document everything, allow you to, keep on top of maintenance things that are required. Because, every time you always get those issues where things need to be fixed, but you just forget. There's just too many little things. It's very hard to keep track of. And so this way, if it's all written down and you can easily sort of go through and complete each of the tasks, you never end up with this issue where you forgot to stock toilet paper. Now when your guest doesn't have any toilet paper, you've got to run to Coles and then get them some toilet paper in the middle of Christmas dinner or something like that. So yeah, that's it. Let us know what you think. Cheers.